Images do not do it any justice. That is crazy.
Maverick. And now I'd like to bring in Emilian Lomé, game designer on Rainbow
I'm
Six.
sweating like crazy.
Oh,
You can't see it. I'm sweating like crazy.
Breaking down all the design reasons behind.
Wow, it's crazy the range on her shocks, and that you can melee and like temporarily exposure.
Well, Clash is someone who believes to fight for the good cause. She puts team play above all else. She's resolute. She's sharp-witted.
Jesus.
And she's a bit arrogant, but extremely loyal.
Arrogant but loyal.
Like I said before, her look
how does
is
her gameplay
10 out of 10.
play out? Obviously, we saw
I
a
love
little
the
bit in
cue
that
ball
footage.
look.
But how did you design her?
So the idea was indeed to bring a shielded defense, which might seem and sound terrifying, and that makes a lot of sense.
Crazy.
But ever since we released Siege, we had 2.5 years of experience to try to pick what we liked from the shield gameplay and adapt that to the notion of shield in defense. And that was a long process.
Look at this.
We think we found something interesting.
So you took like what you like the most from Montaigne.
Wow,
and
look how
the most
fast
from
it
Blitz,
gets
sort of
slowed
married them
down, though.
together in Clash a little bit, yeah.
Kind of that, and at the same time is like you have to both take what you like from the shield and also think it's a defense shield. It doesn't have to push the side. She just has to stand there and prevent them from pushing.
Wow.
So we focused the shield mostly on the defensive aspect. That was
That's
super
nice.
key. On the team play aspect, but we removed a lot of elements of lethality.
Mainly, this is our first
Look at
defense
that.
operator with a shield. Why are we
baby.
introducing this now to the game?
Well, we definitely want to explore new areas of gameplay in every scene, like
This is
as much as
crazy.
we can, and expand on things that already
Look at that.
exist, but also bring
The
some
anchor.
new things, new fun things to play around. Clash in our situation was mostly we need someone who can bring a new way to play.
Zofia.
And definitely, since she is very low lethality, she really need her teammate
And
to do the
Ela,
job
my
with
bad,
her.
that was
she needs
Ela.
to communicate a lot, and that's what we
But
like
Zofia is
about
there
Clash.
now.
So you would describe her more as like a team play operator than anything else, right?
Yes, definitely, above all else.
Above all else, why is she so good at creating team play in team play situations?
Well, we do believe that even though she's 3 armor and 1 speed, and she's carrying a shield, so she's fairly slow, but the way we see her play, at least in the early round, is to move around the bomb site, move around the map, and collect information, because she's so resilient that she can access places that others cannot. However, if she gets too far away from her teammate, since she's not capable really to defend herself that well, she will be very, very weak to the enemy team. So she needs at the
She
same
is
time to be
outside.
very well aware of the position of the enemy
Oh my
and her
God.
teammate.
Right, so because she has low lethality, she needs a little bit of backup, a little bit of support before
Clutch
she
or
pulls
kick.
out her weapons.
Clutch or kick.
And I mean, looking at her, she really is strong at gathering that intel, as you mentioned. Would you sort of describe her as like a roaming anchor? Is that something you would say?
It's kind of accurate, yeah. I would say it's like this 2-stage in the round where you would be like this roaming or support roamer during the first part of the round, relaying information a lot, moving a lot, gathering information, and then maybe come back
she
to
tried
the
it.
second
She
half
tried
to
it.
try
She
to
tried
use a shield, a taser shield that will slow down your enemies to prevent the push and prevent the enemy from planting the diffuser and accessing the objective.
Yeah, the taser is really one of the key elements of her
Oh
gadget.
my God.
It keeps players at bay.
Look at that
keeps them
thing.
at
And look,
distance.
just plugs it
Is that
right
really
up.
important for
Plugs it right up.
Yes, it's really key because, like I said, contrary to other shield, every shield we have, especially Blitz, but also even Montaigne or even Hughes, they want to close the gap to you. Their long range are not that effective, but they want to close the gap. They want to get to your face. However, Clash is the exact opposite. She's a shield in defense, so you need to think this the other way around.
She
will
can
do
get
everything
drones.
in her power to prevent you from making to close range, because she's extremely weak at close range. She will try to do the exact opposite, and new
plug it
player
up,
that will
plug it up.
discover Clash after playing other shields will need to get that in the mind as well. When they see Clash, do not run away. Try to close the gap.
Try to rush her, try and close that gap in order to get that melee off so that
It's going to be hard, though, with her shocks.
Now, you mentioned, circling back a little bit, you mentioned team play. That is one of the key aspects of Clash. How do you think she's going to fare in competitive
She's really going to change
I'm very curious about that.
the
To be honest,
aspect
it's
of
always
defending
extremely
dudes.
difficult
It's
to
going to
plan
be
what's going to happen in Pro
insane.
League. Since she requires a lot of team play, I do expect to see her. It's a big sacrifice to bring Clash with you because you do not lose the gun entirely, but almost. And if you do that, you need to make the most out of her capability, and that implies a lot of team play. So I do see her being used there.
Is that a new
supporting the roamers,
Legion
preventing access to the site,
skin that we see?
playing the time a
Was
lot,
that a
which
new
is the
Legion
most
skin?
important resource in the game.
potentially that's where she's going to
I don't know,
shine
that
the
look like
most
a new
because
Legion
you are going
skin.
to have that communication, that coordination between players, and have structured
know.
strategies around Clash where she's not only defending and blocking a site push, but she can push outside the map.
That's
a
the
little bit
big thing.
and gather that
Her
intel,
pushing
gather
outside?
that intel to the team, and then also
That's
provide
weird.
a little strategy. Of,
I've done it before,
maybe,
but that's
having
just
a defender behind her, in order to
crazy
see
weird.
through the shield, because that
And she
shield
can
is
s-
see-through.
she
That's
can
the
last
first
outside.
See-through shield we're introducing. Why do you think that's so key to Clash?
Well, the see-through aspect of the shield is really interesting. It gives the defender, it's not like a
Look how
mirror in the
quick
sense
that
it sees through
transition
both
was.
ways, but still, it kind of is this movable mirror that you can move through the map with the
That was
Jaeger
pretty
behind
quick.
and get some kills. So this is the first
Ooh.
aspect. Second aspect is a very big shield, and it's terrifying. The psychological effect of seeing Clash will refocus the attention
was
of
pretty
the attacking
quick.
team on them.
That-
And this is
that
where team play
rotation was
comes
pretty
back
quick.
here, because as soon as the attention is focused on you, now is the time for Ella and Jaeger and anyone free speed around to get the kills against the
Ooh,
attacking
yeah,
team.
yeah, yeah.
Right, get that kills from behind her as a, she seems like a really good, solid support character. Low lethality, but she still has guns, right? This is
She does
still
have guns.
Rainbow Six Siege. Let's take a
She
look
got
at her
some
loadout.
nice
What is she packing?
weapons.
So yeah, a primary weapon is the shield, and she cannot have a sidearm with that shield. It's a big shield, and you cannot have your sidearm with it. But
So
if
in the
you
same way that like
Look at
Woods
that.
and Montaigne have their
One speed,
primary
3
as, like,
armor.
as
We
their
saw
shield.
this
Yes,
already.
but they have
We
their
kind of
sidearm
knew
with
about
the
this
shield, but she
information.
cannot.
She can't.
But if she plays the shield in a back, she can access her sidearms, which are both great weapons. We have a handgun and the first burst fire weapon of the game, 2 bullets. Both of them come equipped with embedded sights.
noticed.
And really good sight, by the way. They will never be as powerful as an SMG, but they can do the job if you're like the last survivor, or if the enemy team realizing that you're not the threat.
I mean,
look
always
away,
aim, you
now
know,
is your turn to shine.
for the
And I
head
think
is
when
what
you
I
really
normally
need
try
to
to
just
do.
get a kill, she can
This
pull
looks
those
good.
Yeah.
Now let's go on to her secondary gadgets as well. She has
Secondary
a few
gadgets?
Very useful ones.
Yes, the secondary gadgets are definitely tailored to fit the 2 rules we mentioned. There's this first part of the round where you move around,
Ooh.
and then you have the impact grenade that allows you to create holes in your defense to have the defenders run around, or even if you are supported by a roamer, make those rotation on a bench.
Yeah.
Second
barbed wire
gadget,
is gonna be
more the second part of the
lethal.
round. If you want to prevent the push, you
With
have
her.
the barbed wire, which would increase your ability to prevent the enemy from pushing the bombs.
That's a really deadly
Oh my
combination
God.
there with the barbed wire plus the shock.
The impacts are
be
gonna
tough
play-
to counter. Speaking of the counters, though,
wait, she
is
doesn't have
counterable.
impacts, does she?
She does have weaknesses. A lot of people came up to me when they first.
No, she does have impacts.
saw
Yes,
Clash, they
yes,
were
yes,
like,
okay, I do
you
remember,
know,
my
I think
bad.
shields are OP. I think they are unbalanced. So how have you balanced?
Ooh, Capital.
She has like, again, we had a learning in these 2.5 years of
That
having
was
Blitz
crazy
running around and all,
fast.
and now we think that we found some ways to have Clash being very interesting to play, but also not as frustrating to play against. And most of those counter comes from that. She cannot
Oh,
melee you.
man.
She cannot
I-
melee
I
you at
get
short
it.
range. That's not
I do
possible
get
for
it.
her. So, but you can. You will trigger this semi-guard break that will move the shield to the side and allow you to shoot her legs. However, that means you need to get to close range. To do that, you can
Let's see
use
this.
Thatcher. Because Thatcher's EMP will disable the shield and allow you to bypass the taser part of the shield.
Yeah, and we also saw Zofia, and we also saw Capital
Yes.
as counters. Who do you think is the most
Oh,
the strongest counter against Clash?
Capital is definitely the strongest. She's
Maverick
slow,
is
she has a
looking
shield on top of that,
crazy.
and
I said
the
something about
firebolt, if you
DMRs
place
before,
it
but
right, you will kill Clash
with
very
the, you
fast.
know,
Capital is definitely
weapon
very strong
misalignment
against
fix
Clash, but
coming,
Thatcher
we'll be
and
a little
Zofia
happier.
can do a pretty good job.
Yeah, absolutely. So that is a look at Clash coming your way to the test
Yes.
server.
Let's take a look
very
at these
shortly, but let's also
sweet,
take a look
beautiful,
at her BDUs that
outfits.
are coming with the launch of
we
Grand
did see
Sky.
this.
Of course, these BDUs are available.
And we saw them already,
with
but
the Year 3 season pass.
I didn't see. She
This
has
is
the
a
urban
head-to-toe
camo on the legs.
customization, and they
Nice,
look
nice,
really
nice.
cool. They're sort of Grim Sky themed and Grim Sky colored. So it's
That's
it's
what I was
super cool.
saying.
Her art design is wonderful as well.
I love her. She's
Yeah.
very beautiful. She's
Really cool.
amazingly badass.
Yeah.